What is happening today, guys? I accidentally did not record the last video I just made, so that sucks. We're gonna backtrack. We're gonna start with MVIS, as Trace Trades used to say. Mavis, my girl Mavis, has been a squeeze play since 2021, when it ran from 15 cents up to $28 in an absolutely ungodly run. This stock is a low cap, small cap stock based on VR, virtual reality. They have a patent on the Oculus or some kind of technology around that. And now they're based on laser technology with cars and automotive. I believe they have a partnership with Jaguar. And they're forming this falling wedge pattern that's been respected pretty heavily now. And there is a lot to love about Mavis or MVIS. When you go to the weekly chart here, you can see you had a kind of fake out breakdown and then a pump back in. And so now you are about to get a weekly MACD cross. And that is probably the closest weekly MACD I've seen in a very long time. With this thing, I did the kind of the DD or the measurements, but the respected move for the last 3 times this happened is 50 to 200%. Now, where does 50 to 200% take us from here, right? Let's measure that. 50% takes you to the top of the wedge, which, hey, I mean, that's great profits. 100% takes us to the 200-day moving average on the weekly, and then 200, I mean, you're off to the races. So there's a lot to love about this setup. When you are on the weekly chart, you can see that the bulls are in control. You have heavy bullish volume and then a little sizzle of bear volume. I like to call that pop and sizzle. And that's what this thing's doing. It's popping and then it's sizzling on low volume. And so that's kind of curling up the MACD. And you'd like to see that because you're in this kind of micro falling wedge, well, in a macro falling wedge. I know there's always the joke, a wedge within the wedge within the wedge. But I personally am looking to get into this stock off of this uptrend. So if you come back down to about $1.10, $1.11, I think that's a great buy on MVIS. Not financial advice, but worst case scenario, you could see something like this, right? Maybe you broke out and then you come back down. That would be painful. And I don't think anyone would want that, right? But it's possible. I would say that's probably the worst case scenario. Best case scenario is now is your time and some kind of acquisition trade comes up, because that's what this stock really is banking on, some kind of acquisition between Microsoft, Google, looking for advancements in the patent that they have on technology. And I don't think it's far-fetched. I don't believe it is far-fetched. You have on the daily, you just crossed green on the MACD, and then you just touched the 200-day moving average. You have a gap at $6, make you holler, and it looks long-term like you might be primed for a move. Now, keep in mind, this is not a profitable company, so this is primarily just a charting play. I would not be long-term this stock. I think after the falling wedge, you do you, guys, unless some kind of crazy bullish news comes out like a acquisition. But this thing has respected the heck out of this long-term trend, which has been down. Caught it on 2004, 2009, 2023, right? And so I think you come up here, you feel the gap, you reject, and then who knows? We'll see. But that's MVIS. It looks really, really primed to do something nasty. Now let's get into something that nobody's talking about right now, and that's Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash is within a Adam and Eve double bottom, which is a sharp down move, followed with a retest, and then a U-shaped recovery double bottom. And so usually these things do recover to the full profit target, at least the neckline. So you could see some kind of breakout here soon. Nobody's talking about it, but you could see it. A breakout up to this neckline at $1,600. Which even if you got in now, would be a 225% play. And I assume that would mean the broader cryptocurrency market would take a pretty dramatic move up, which looks nice. I really, really like that. I thought I'd just kind of squeeze that in there because nobody's talking about Bitcoin Cash, and it's something that you don't hear too much about. So on to the next stock I wanted to cover, which was SOUN AI. Oh my goodness, this thing had a nasty move today, and I was thoroughly impressed, honestly impressed. I know we charted this on Twitter. I think we did a video on it before, but SOUN AI had a dramatic increase in volume this morning. It gapped up. You went into the gap. You did not close into it, so you did not close the gap at $14. So I actually exited my long right around 13.20 because I anticipated to come back down and fill the gap and kind of do something similar to what we have drawn up here. Maybe you flag out and then you hit the trend line here, fill the gap, and then you look for higher price action. So two ways I'm going to play this is I'm going to look for either dramatic gap fill and then a bounce, or a longer flag into the gap and then you bounce. Either way, I think I might drop like a quarter of the portfolio on this. I think this is a beautiful play with minimum upside play of upside target of the inverse head and shoulders here right around $23 to $20 with a long term of $52 to $55. The volume there, the volume profile is just beautiful. And the cross on the weekly MACD is beautiful. So SOUN AI is honestly one of my favorite stocks right now on the market, just for like right now what's happening. It's ready to go. You just broke out. So beyond that, guys, I would say Bitcoin, where are you? Bitcoin looks ready. We have this long-term rising wedge chart pattern here drawn up on Bitcoin, and whether or not it follows it, I think regardless, you're ready for more upside. The target that I had charted here was $220,000 in the macro, but on the micro chart, you are above this flag, and you're within a flag within a flag, okay? And it looks nice regardless. You are coming to the pinnacle here that I believe ends on the 10th, which we'll have to see which way this breaks up or down. Either way, you could either retest at 106 or you look for 113 to 130 range, which will be great. I think either way, I'm just ready for this thing to just stop chopping, just do something. It's like, just do something for real. Bonk is going crazy. I just need something to carry it to that next level. Please. But we'll see. Bonk is up pretty tremendously. That was our altcoin play. Bonk is up pretty tremendously. I like to see that this 50-day moving average is swinging up at a rapid rate to meet the 200. Once that golden cross happens, you are looking beautiful. But with this daily doji candle, I anticipate some kind of chop into the uptrend here, which would close tomorrow. So I'm hoping we get either further clarity on what the formation it's going to make. Is it bullish, bearish? What is the candle close of tomorrow? And that'll decide a lot of what this thing's going to do here on the short term. I think it's probably consolidation into further moving up. There's a lot of momentum behind this chart and behind this coin, so I don't anticipate a crazy dump. Personally, not financial advice. But that's all I have for today, guys. Please make sure to drop a subscribe and a like. I appreciate everyone who's coming back for the content. I try to be as informal and goofy as I can, so I appreciate me and my 10 followers on YouTube. 10 followers on YouTube and the 50 followers on Twitter, guys. You guys